Hey everybody, this is Alex, previously the creator of the channel Perennial Light. We are now thinking like a mountain, where forest meets philosophy. I just want to make a quick video to go over some of the changes that will be coming to this channel and how they will be working in tandem with other social media sites. I will be using Substack, Medium, YouTube, and Blue Sky. So now you can find us at each one of those sites. We will provide links in the description. Yeah, let's just dive into kind of what this newsletter is going to be about, what it's about, why I'm doing this. I've named the first volume Roots of Disconnect. So this is volume 1, The Roots of Disconnect. And welcome to the inaugural issue, blah, 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 blah. All right, I think the environmental movement needs a kick in the ass. And that it's kind of predicated on almost nothing right now. There's no deep philosophical foundations for what should move somebody to care about nature. We have a lot of moral and ethical theories. By treating the earth as a damsel in distress, we're still treating it as another. It's really the same thing as treating it as a resource. It's still something else. But here's a little excerpt. This disconnection didn't happen overnight. It has philosophical roots stretching back centuries, with Cartesian dualism representing a particularly pivotal moment. When René Descartes proclaimed, "I think, therefore I am," he wasn't just offering a compact philosophical quote. He was cementing a worldview that separated mind from matter, subject from object, and most importantly, human from nature. The Industrial Revolution accelerated this separation, transforming our relationship with the natural world from reciprocity and interdependence into exploitation and domination. As our cities grew and our technologies became more complex, our daily, direct, and meaningful contact with wild places became memory and mystery. But here's where things get interesting and a bit trippy. The sense of separation that lives in the self isn't just a philosophical or historical problem. It's a psychological phenomenon maintained moment to moment by our conceptual thinking. The self that feels separate from nature, that solid, continuous entity called me, turns out to be more of a helpful fiction for living in a society than an unquestionable reality. Our language reinforces this fiction with its subject-object structure, making it almost impossible to speak or think without reinforcing the illusion of separation. And for content from this, I'll just leave you with a little quote by David Abram. "The crisis of modern man is essentially a linguistic crisis, a forgetfulness of the sensuous, living dimension of language as it connects us with the rest of the animate earth." After the content, I have a little what's coming section for what's coming up and thinking like a mountain. Yeah, whatever, I'll read that. Next week and beyond, we'll explore the concept of biophilia and our innate connection to life, the principles of deep ecology, indigenous perspectives on nature-human relationships, and pathways beyond the separate self through various wisdom traditions. And towards the end, I give you a little bit of recommended reading. Essentially, these are my references. A lot of the information are pulled from these books that I recommend for this specific article that I write. So the first recommendation here is The Spell of the Sensuous by David Abram. That quote from earlier was from him in this book. And the other one is Braiding Sweetgrass by Dr. Robin Wall Kimmerer, one of my favorites. And then towards the end of the newsletter, we're going to give some practical steps on how to maybe reconnect with nature or dissolve the separate self. Yeah, I'll give you the first two here. Sensory immersion. Spend 20 minutes in a natural setting using all 5 senses. Rather than labeling what you observe, tree, rock, bird, ant, notice colors, movements, textures, sounds, and sense directly as they arise. Just gonna let those motorcycles go by. All right. And let's do another one. Language fasting. Try a brief period, even for 1 minute, of refraining from internal verbal commentary while in nature. Notice how your experience shifts when not filtered through conceptual thought. Yeah, that's essentially it. So if you want to read the full newsletter, you can find it on Substack, which is where I would prefer you support me if you're going to. All right. And this will be a weekly newsletter podcast/video series every Tuesday at 9 a.m. All right, thanks for listening. See you next week.